Welcome back to C Morning Show. I know it's unusual for me to be on the camera but outside because before we jump into our talk show, I want to let you know that why we are here, because we will have our special guest. But before we invite them to the interview, I would love to tell you that how cycling is actually being one of the favorite activities here in Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia lately. And also, if you look into the health benefit of it, because it involves many routines, and also aside of that, it is sustainable, it is free, it is healthy, and we know that this exercise is also great for lowering stress levels and also improving mental health. And today, if you're a cyclist, good for you, because right now I will be joined with one community. I will not tell you who they are because I will let them explain everything about this community. Please say hello to my people from Other Side Experience. Come over. Wow. So these are, wow. You have like matchy bicycles. We have Dimas and Mr. Dian. Hassan, can I have a round of applause for Mr. Dian and also Dimas? Thank you so much. Good morning.
Oh, hang on.
Good morning, how are you?
Hans. Very good. Thank you so much. Thanks for having
My
us.
pleasure. Dimas, thank you so much. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Okay, so can you explain to me and walk me through what is Other Side Experience?
Yes. So Other Side Experience is a commercial bike tour operator.
Okay.
Based in Jakarta. Our roots are actually from, our main business is a co-working space business in Kemang.
Okay.
In South Jakarta, or Jaksel. And we started about 6 years ago.
Okay.
We started offering the bike tours as an outdoor healthy activity for our communities, the communities that use our co-working space. And since we're in Kemang, which is South Jakarta's most eclectic neighborhood, the main communities there are the creatives, NGOs, and expats. So that's the background. When we started basically exploring the city in South Jakarta, Kemang, and the Other Side Experience bike tours is basically based on experience. There's 6 pillars, offering 6 pillars of experience: adventure, nature, culture, and then history, gastronomy, and community.
Can you walk me through again?
Yes.
The 6?
Adventure, nature, culture, and then gastronomy. History, gastronomy, and community.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I also heard you guys don't explore only like hidden parks and green spots through, labyrinths of alleyways or villages, but also indulge your life in the capital. Out of many places that you visited, which one do you think is the most memorable for your clients and why?
I don't think we can actually say like one area is our favorite, because
like pinpoint, you can't pinpoint one.
Because I feel like each area that we explore, we have 12 areas in our portfolio. So which is around Jakarta. We believe that each area in Jakarta has their own unique identity or hidden gem.
So can you name just probably like 5 from those 12 areas?
We can have some. I have some.
I guess for me, if I'd have to pick one of my favorites, I would have to say Old Town Batavia, Kuningan. Surprising things to see in Kuningan. Even though when you say Kuningan, the first thing that comes to your mind is embassies and all that.
Of course.
I'd say Cipete area.
Cipete.
Yeah.
Okay, that's new.
Senopati. Or people know it as Senopati. Exactly.
Senopati, yes.
And I would say Muara Karang.
Muara Karang. And how about you?
For me, it's what's behind it. Like for example, in Senopati, less than a kilometer within Senopati, and this is the tour that's called Other Side of Senopati. There is Jakarta's last remaining working dairy farm.
Wait. last remaining
dairy farm in the city.
Where
Yeah.
is it?
Yes,
It's
come and
literally-
join us.
Yeah.
We'll show.
Okay, that's
So it's in the
Senapati.
middle of an urban kampung.
Okay.
So the urban kampung is always the highlight of any and every other side experience.
Okay.
So we take people to navigate through the labyrinth, through the maze, and we don't call it slums. It's
Yep.
urban kampung
Yep.
because that's the fascinating part of life. That is part of of Jakarta, and within there's a Kabalan urban kampung just not too far from Senapati area, and there is a working dairy farm there, and they still make milk every day.
Yeah, literally like
fascinating.
very fresh milk.
Every day.
Yes, every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yes.
You know, if you mention Kabalan, for those of you who might not know, Kabalan probably like only 2.5 kilometers from where I live.
Correct.
I live in Kemang, by the way.
yes.
I live in Kemang.
Yes.
So there's like 2.5 kilometers away, and I don't even know. I'd never known if there's any, remaining working dairy farm. Okay, so you were mentioning about one of those 6 things that have been introduced by Other Side Experience,
Yes.
namely his story.
Yes.
I'm the man of historical places. I'm the man of history. You can take me to any historical places and I would never get bored of it. But here in Jakarta, if you go to historical places, do you have like a dedicated tour guide or also my question would be, how do you attract young people to go to those historical places?
So to begin with, as far as tour guides, we call them storytellers. And within the other side, basically, it's storytelling based. So within our own team, we have the storytellers.
Dimas is storyteller.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically,
On history.
what we like to explain to people about how we all like whenever we go on these trips, obviously people would ask us, how do you find these places? You know, and then the thing that we like to tell them is that we like to intentionally get lost. We intentionally get lost.
Well, that's one of the way for you to explore anywhere in the world if you want to see how the daily life is going on,
Right,
and also the history behind it.
How, like, if you're asking regarding like tour guides, no, we don't really use tour guides. But like I said, we intentionally get lost, and then if we discover something and then we don't really know something about it, like if we if we do research and then nothing really comes out, we talk to the people around the area, like the bapak-bapak or the ibu-ibu.
Yeah,
kayak,
yeah.
Pak, ini what's the background behind this area, or apa ibu ini dulu tempatnya, what is it for? Gitu.
And can
That's
you tell
also how we found the
dairy farm.
Yeah, the
that
dairy
Pak
farm.
Haji Fatur Rahman or
Fatur
whatever.
Rahman, yeah.
Okay. But I want to know your demographic,
Yes.
your age demographic,
Yes.
how your clients, how old, how the range of
Yes.
age
Okay.
of your clients.
Yes. So the customer base is pretty broad based. It's I would say 25 to 50, and we basically serve Jakarta's international community.
Okay.
What that means, it's expats, diplomats, and then TCKs, third culture kids,
Yeah.
and also Indonesian diaspora. The Indonesian diaspora are the communities, mostly creatives and tech workers, let's say, who have come back from overseas. If they've been overseas for a long time, now they're back here working for the major tech companies or consulting companies.
I see.
Or the international, multinational companies and whatnot. So that is the demographics. And we want to be able to reach out to more Jakarta residents as a whole, because if you know, what we've learned is the minority of our customer base who are Jakarta residents, and when we go with them and show them, hey, this is actually what's on the other side of your neighborhood,
Yeah.
they're always surprised, like pleasantly surprised. They never knew that, let's say, in Kemang, there's still like a domestic little farm with farm animals. There's like houses with snakes and pet monkeys and whatnot.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
If you ever done any more other side of Kemang, please do take me
We will.
with you,
We
because
will, yes.
I live in the neighborhood.
Yes, yes.
I
Thank
don't
you.
know that there's
Yes.
still any farm with snakes around
yes,
it.
Yes.
But also, regarding my question before about historical places, how do you attract young people to go to historical places? Because usually, young people might see like history. It's a
Yes.
boring thing. It's a boring subject.
Right.
And how do you attract them?
Well,
I
we
think-
empower the youth, right?
Right,
Young communities.
So basically, I'm very avid cyclist. So if you see me here right now, I'm using just a regular bike. But usually, if I'm cycling like daily, I usually use a fixie bike or a fixed gear bike.
Yeah.
And then I usually hang out a lot like
Part
with
of the community.
part of the community. And then from there, it's like that's how like we make new friends. And then sometimes you don't really expect like their background, like, oh, this person is, let's say, an engineer, or this guy is a creative designer or whatever, like that. And then that's how we connect. And then also as we like because we share a love of cycling.
Yeah.
From there we explore new places, and then we bring them to the like historical places that they've never seen, and then they're like, wow, I've stayed here like for a long time, gue udah lama banget tinggal di sini, tapi
Never
I've
known
never
this
seen this.
side.
Gue nggak tahu di sini.
So that's actually a different approach of introducing the cultures and also what's happening around the community and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But how many members that you have so far?
So far, we've been in business since 2017. So I would say in the hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yes.
And
hundreds
what
of customers.
what has been the challenges for the community itself?
The challenges have been manifold. I would say like maybe three. The number one is how to reach them, how to make them aware. Jakarta is a big business city. It's not necessarily a tourism destination. This is not Bali or Jogja where
No.
you could easily find bike tour operators like in our neighboring cities, in Bangkok, Singapore,
Yeah.
KL, wherever you are. So the main challenge is we know that there's a market because all our tours are in well received, but it's still a very small market segment, and it's mostly the international crowd.
Yeah.
So number one is how to reach them. We mostly, of course, use social media, and then also word of mouth.
Yeah.
And then we also run private tours for corporate clients. Corporate clients who need different type of experiences
Yeah.
to explore not just the city, but also to understand, let's say, social problems like CSR activities. When we take corporate outings to urban kampungs or urban places, urban kampungs, then they can learn about the social and the environmental challenges that Jakarta is facing, like where Jakarta is sinking, for
Yeah.
example, or explaining to them why is let's say urban kampung A and urban kampung B cleaner than the others. That's because
Yeah.
the communities have their own recycling systems and waste management systems and all that. So those have been the challenges of how to reach more people.
I see. So you also cater to company outing and stuff like that, but
Private
also
tours.
from 2017. So that means almost 6 years
Yes.
operating.
Yes.
What is your most personal, exciting experience? I mean, for you as an operator or as a storyteller, probably from Dimas.
I think for me, one of the most exciting moments was when we had, like Mas Dian earlier mentioned, we do clients, like corporate clients, and we also do private trips, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if a group of people, they just want a tour for themselves.
Yeah.
So I was on we did a private trip for a group of Brampton ladies.
Oh wow.
And then it was me, and then I was the storyteller. I was with my tour leader. His name is Eggy, and we had a marshal or a sweeper.
Yeah.
The guys at the back. His name was Joe. And then it's very funny and very exciting to escort these ladies because they're so witty and they're so funny gitu loh. So dikit-dikit pasti ketawa, like you just make them laugh. It's very exciting.
And how about you?
For me, it was for one. We can't name names like the corporate tours, but this was for an embassy,
Yeah.
one of the embassies. So there were like maybe 20 of them. And then, when you're dealing with embassies, of course, there's a lot of protocol. So, and you never know actually who is actually coming from the embassies. Like all you know is you were contacted by a staff and
Yeah.
then a staff member, and then bam, you
Yeah.
have them. So we were doing the other side of Kota Tua, or other side of basically Sunda Kelapa, right?
Yeah, Sunda Kelapa.
So we were doing we went to the urban kampungs. We, of course, we went to see the schooners, the Finisi schooners, and we actually got to visit it, visit the schooners, and you have to go up a wooden plank like in a
Ooh.
Pirates of the
That's
Caribbean.
challenging.
Yes, and then only like midway, then as we were talking, and then one of the participants was pointing to a gentleman in the back. He was also on the bike, and he looked like just anybody else, and he said, "Oh, Your Excellency," and then I basically asked the person, right? "Oh, is that the ambassador?"
Wait,
"Yes,
what?
it is." Yeah. That's the ambassador, and there's like no entourage, nothing. The ambassador actually was the gentleman who first came the earliest to the meeting point.
Yeah.
And he only introduced himself as his first name.
Okay.
Whatever that was, right? So it was amazing to see that how casual he was, how friendly, and how not just connectable, but how
Approachable.
approachable, yeah.
Low
And
profile.
down to earth, like
Yeah.
super humble. So only midway, and then he was, he had this amazing attitude. "Oh yeah, that's me, Mr. Ambassador. I'm so sorry you didn't tell me," because had we known, we would have like been, at least extra
Yeah.
cautious.
Yeah,
or something,
yeah,
Because we
true.
know that security is a major
True.
issue, because we weren't briefed about
Yeah.
this. I mean, they actually deliberately wanted to create something for the ambassador because he was on his that was his last month in Jakarta.
Okay.
And so he was on his way to the new post. And they just the staff of the embassy wanted to create something memorable for him.
Oh, that
And
was
so he was just like anybody else. So it was
came
really
the
cool.
earliest, and also
Yes.
being so approachable.
cool.
Live by example. Talking
Yes.
about live by example. But okay, what's the next for other side experience?
The next is we want to continue going and growing, not just the movement, yes, but also to get more Jakarta residents to join our tours. So together with them, we can show them, the other side, and then also learn more about this amazing, fascinating place called Jakarta, that whose assets we know is, it might not be the cleanest city in the world, the best organized, but the main asset is the people, the friendly people. And how the randomness and the chaos of Jakarta is actually its charm. So we want to present that and offer it to more people who would join us cycling.
Okay,
Jakarta.
so the last one. This would be my personal question. When it comes to me, it has to be food.
Oh yes.
So tell me, if there is one or two place of eating that has been not in the radar of the Jakartans. In your opinion,
Yeah.
I mean, for all these times you've guided all these people to the tour and stuff like that, and they're probably like, "Oh, this place, I've never known of this."
Right. I think when we're like riding in the early morning, we usually do like morning tours, right?
Yeah.
And then I think when people are looking for food, the first thing that comes to mind is mie ayam.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or bubur, porridge.
Bubur, yeah,
congee,
true.
right? I think for me, one of the best mie ayam is, I think it's called mie.
Presiden Kota?
No, it's in Pasar Baru in Gang Kelinci.
Oh,
Bami
that
Abun.
one.
Are we
Bami
allowed to
Abun.
mention names?
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
I realize.
Bami Abun.
Bami Abun,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes,
Oh, that's legendary.
Yeah.
It's in an alleyway.
I think a lot of
Oh.
people know it nowadays, but I mean, just a shout out to Bami Abun.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, Bami Abun. Yeah,
And then I think another one,
Yes.
we also know this because from one of our loyal participants, it's in front of the Chut Mutia Mosque,
okay,
which used to be the
yes.
post office, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken,
okay.
back in the Dutch era.
Talking about Satrya.
Right in front of it, there's a really delicious bubur ayam.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
All right, so Dimas, Dian, thank you so much for coming.
Our pleasure. Thanks for having us.
And also, thank you so much for introducing
you.
us for this guided tour. And please
Yes.
take me to one of your tours.
We'll do for sure. Join us. We'll take the
Absolutely.
whole See Today crew.
Okay, take a note on that, producer. They will take us on a tour. Okay. All right. So everyone, thank you so much for Dian and also Dimas, and we'll be right back still on C Morning Show on C Today.